Hey family, welcome to 5D with the Oracle. This is where we debunk the religious myths, the lies, and we embrace the spiritual journey. We're going to talk about today the original divine feminine, the one that went from divine feminine to demon, and that's Lilith. Lilith emerges from ancient shadows as an unapologetic first wife of Adam, demonized by patriarchal forces to suppress the divine feminine's raw power. Her story, rooted in Mesopotamian lore and amplified in medieval Jewish texts, reveals a deliberate erasure from Bible canon to enforce submission. Sisters and warriors of the divine feminine, imagine a woman so fierce, God made her from the same sacred dirt as Adam, equal in every flame. But she wouldn't bow, wouldn't submit, so they called her a demon, wiped her from the Bible, and tried to bury her power forever. That's Lilith, y'all. Adam's first wife, the original rebel queen, they demonized to keep us small. Today on 5D, with the Oracle, we're cracking the cage wide open. Why they erased her. What she means for your divine femininity now. And how to reclaim her fire through rituals that light up your soul. If you're ready to rise untamed, Lilith is calling. Lilith traces to ancient Mesopotamia around 2000 BCE as Lilith, a winged storm demoness linked to wind, sexuality, and infant threats to Sumerian and Babylonian texts like the Epic of Gilgamesh. She appears once in the Bible, Isaiah 34:14, as a night creature in ruins, but her full legend explodes in Jewish folklore. And that's the truth. No removal from the Bible occurred. Genesis lacks her entirely. But two creation accounts, Genesis 1 and 27, simultaneous creation, Genesis 2 and 22. Don't leave out that 222. Eve from rib, sparkled Midrashic tales filling the gap. In alphabet of Ben Sira, 700 to 1000 CE, Lilith demands equality, refuses to lie beneath Adam during sex, utters God's name, sprouts wings, and flees Eden to the Red Sea. Angels demand her return. She refuses, accepting 100 demon children die daily and vowing not to harm protected infants. Hence amulets with angels' names. Patriarchal rabbis recast her independence as evil. Child killer, seductress, Samuel's consort of Zohar, that's the 13th century, symbolizing suppressed feminine rage. This enforced Eve's submissiveness, demonizing autonomy to uphold male dominance. Lilith embodies untamed feminine, raw sexuality, shadow wisdom, righteous rage, and primal sovereignty for today's divine feminine. In astrology, Black Moon Lilith marks the moon's apogee, revealing wounded and rejected feminine energy to heal into empowered Shakti. She links to serpent wisdom, tempting Eve. Moon cycles and 5D ascension. Your vibe. We're going to urge integration of chaos, desire, and transformation. Now, we've got pre-biblical sources to confirm Lilith. Mesopotamian, that's Gilgamesh epic. Lilith and Hululupu tree. Babylonian incantations against Lilu, demons. Jewish expansions, the Talmud. Shabbat, 15 pounds. Zohar, 48 Lilith refers as pre-Adam creation. There's no historical error with biblical figures. Pure myth from 4000 BCE Sumerian roots, predating Adam and Eve. Legends by millennia. Jesus, 1st CE, unrelated. Now, the leak, the lie, and the why frames Lilith's story as a deliberate fracture in divine truth, where patriarchal powers leaked in distortion, lied about her equality, and enforced it to suppress feminine fire. This reconstructed script breaks into these exact segments. Now, let's get into it, family, where the leak came in. Sisters, it starts in the garden's hidden fracture. Genesis 1:27 says God creates man and woman equal from the earth. But Genesis 2 flips it. Eve, born from Adam's rib, submissive. That's the leak. Two stories smashed together, screaming a missing first wife they couldn't hide. Lilith burst from ancient Mesopotamia. 4000 BCE Sumerian winds, Lilith, the strong wind, wilderness, and wild, we call it the wildest, and Gilgamesh's tree. Raw sexual force threatening infant lives till amulets bound her. By Isaiah 34:14, Bible slips her shadow as night screecher in ruins. But Jewish sages flood the crack with midrash. Alphabet of Ben Sira, 8th through 10th CE, names her Adam's equal. Made same clay, demanding top position in sacred union, refuses, speaks God's name, flies free. Leak complete. Her power floods forbidden lore, too fierce for canon control. Now the lie, where the lie was told. Patriarchs panicked. Zohar, 13th century, twist her into Samuel's whore. Baby killer demon spawning 100 hellions daily. Haunting cribs unless angels Sinoi, that's Sansanoi. Simangaloth, guard with their names carved on amulets. Talmud whispers her night flights, seducing men, draining seed. Lie plants independence as curse, not crown. So Eve becomes the good girl, model, obedient, rib-born, silent. No Bible erasure happened. Not there. She was never there. But they lied by omission, demonizing Mesopotamian goddess vibes into Jewish cautionary tale. enforcing women beneath doctrine across Kabbalah and church to chain the divine feminine's roar. That's the gaslight. Your equality, diabolical. Your desire, a deadly sin. The why. Why it was told. Control the throne, queens. They were pure power grab. Lilith's refusal shattered submission script. Free her, and every room rises untamed. Toppling empires built on bowed backs, rabbis and priests needed Eve's docility to mirror society. Men led, women follow. Sexuality shamed unless for heirs. Demonized her to scare mothers, infant death threats. Lovers, seduction peril. Seekers, occult danger. Install fear matrix, keeping feminine fragmented, raging in the shadows. The real why? Suppress shiitake fire that burst worlds so they could hoard creation keys. But Lilith laughs from the Red Sea, waiting for us, yeah, you and me, male, female, masculine, feminine, to burn the lie. Now we heal the leak. Invoke Lilith as Black Moon. Astrology's wounded feminine apogee, your rage to power portal. That's what this is. Now, let's get straight here. Whether you're a masculine body or a feminine body, you got Lilith in your chart, in your chakra system, in your story. This isn't women against men. This is truth against the lie. Let's get into it, family. The leak, the lie, the why. All right, y'all, listen. We're talking about a woman they swear doesn't exist, but her fingerprints are all over your love life, your shame, your sex, and your spiritual journey. Her name is Lilith. Some of y'all heard that that's a demon. Cool. Stay with me. Because this is not just about women. This is about every soul that has ever been punished for having a voice, a body, and a boundary. This series is called The Leak, The Lie, and The Why. Where did the leak hit your spirit? What was the lie they told you about God, your body, and your power? And why did they need you to believe it so bad? The leak is where every divine feminine got separated from divine masculine inside self. That's when you went from male and female in the image of God to one leads and one follows. That leak shows up when men are told, don't cry, don't feel, just grind and provide. That's your feminine cut off. Women are told to be quiet, be nice, don't be too much. That's your power and fire cut off. Lilith lives in that leak, the part of you that refuses to bow to a script that kills your soul. Now the lie names the trauma, not blaming men. The lie was that this energy is evil, dark feminine, Jezebel spirit, succubus, all the language they wrapped around desire, boundaries, and wild truth. They told men that if they soften, they're weak. They told women if they get strong, they're dangerous. They slapped Lilith's name on that danger and said, see, that's a demon. But the lie is, this was never about gender. It was about control. Now, the why? Why did they do it? Because a balanced human, masculine and feminine, online is ungovernable. A man who can feel and still stand firm, family, is hard to manipulate. A woman who can receive and still set boundaries is hard to own, baby. A non-binary or a trans soul sitting in both energies, fully expressed, is a walking glitch in the doggone matrix. So they needed a story. This energy is dangerous. Bury it. Lilith became the scapegoat for that. Now, let me tell you something. For my brothers, where do you shut down your feelings, your intuition, your need for softness? That's where Lilith is knocking for you, inviting you to reclaim your inner feminine without losing your masculine frame. For my sisters, where do you shrink, people please, or dim your sexuality? That's where Lilith is saying, get off your knees. We have kingdoms to build. Now, for everybody that's in between, where are you policing yourself to fit a gender box that never fits your soul? That's where Lilith is your protector, not your enemy. Tonight, whether you identify as he, she, or they, put your hand on your heart and your lower belly and say, I call back every piece of me that was shamed, silenced, or demonized. I forgive myself for believing the lie. I restore my divine feminine and divine masculine to balance. Because this is the leak, the lie, and the why. Family, you are free. If you want to see the full story of Lilith, you're going to have to do it between the Kabbalah and the Ethiopian Bible. You got to know that the reason why they formed in the church and in religion, this patriarchal hierarchy, because they wanted men and women to be separate. They did not want the divine feminine to rise. They did not want the masculine to know that he was balanced as divine feminine and masculine. That's why we have men that feel like they should be women, and women feel like they should be men, because they don't feel like they can be both in the same body and be balanced. But that is the lie. Religion was only supposed to be the entry point. Spirituality was supposed to be the living portal for which you thrive, for which you survive, for which you live each and every day. This is just a spiritual eye-opener. I need you to hit that like, hit that subscribe, share this video. If it resonated with you, come back for more. We're going to break down everything piece by piece by piece. We're going to keep delving deep. If you have questions that you want me to address, send them to oraclecombos777@gmail.com or either divinetruthacademy@gmail.com. That's divinetruthacademy@gmail.com. All of the information, everything that you need is in the description. I love you guys. Keep going. Keep growing. This is 5D with the Oracle, where the lies are exposed and the truth is revealed.